Hey Tim, here's the promised video response. Thanks for bringing the story to our attention. I really have mixed feelings on a situation like this. Basically because the issues involved are so complicated. I've worked in residential facilities for going on 11 years now. And, I know how teenagers can be. At the ages of 12 and 13, they pretty much know what they're doing. And they can be very devious, as it sounds like they were in this situation. On the other hand, the teacher is the responsible adult in the situation. And as such, if something goes on in their classroom, ultimately they're responsible. On the other hand, there's going to be a lot of hands here. It doesn't sound like there was any kind of a teacher's assistant in here, and who knows how many students there were in the class. And when you have a situation like that, the teacher's only got one pair of eyes. Just to relate to a situation I had recently, about a week ago. We were supposed to have a floater that night, but that person had to leave and go home for the night, so there was just two of us on the unit. Now, administration knew that we'd been having kids get up and act up early in the morning, 6:30, 7, and we'd been asking them to give us some support in the morning, have an extra person come in early, because the way it's set up, we have, let's say I'm sitting here at the desk. We have a bedroom to my left. In front of me, there's the common area with the TV and everything. And in the back, there's a hallway with a few other bedrooms. Now, it's a crisis unit, which basically means we're a step up from a hospital. Double bedrooms, and I won't go into the wisdom of having double bedrooms on a crisis unit, but, So, we got up to 9 kids on the unit. And when we have 2 staff, the one staff has to stay in that back hallway while the other ones are still asleep to monitor. So here I am in the common area by myself. Couple kids get up, one wakes the other up, and they start acting up together. I'm left to manage it by myself until someone from the other unit can come. Now, in the other unit, we still shouldn't leave them alone, but it's a straight shot, so one staff can see the whole situation, as long as they're not distracted by a situation. Someone comes down, and it escalates to the point where a kid gets aggressive, and we have to use a restraint. This means that the other staff had to stand at the edge of the hallway and watch in case a kid came out into the common area from that other bedroom. But it also means that we couldn't have a good eye on that bedroom. Now, something could have happened easily. Granted, there are cameras everywhere, but that doesn't stop it. It just means that we can look later and see what happened. Eventually, that other staff had to go up to their own unit because some of their kids were starting to get up early and act out. And we have no extra person, when we really should have an extra one on each unit. So this all keeps going on until 8 a.m. when we have the person from the next shift come. And so I have to manage the whole situation by myself for another hour. One set of eyes. And the other set of eyes has to be on the other situation. I sent an email to administration telling them about this. And what I emphasized is that, if we don't have the support that we've asked for, when they know that we've had kids getting up, this creates a dangerous situation. And ultimately, administration is responsible, although the nature of people in administration is to find a scapegoat. In this case, the teacher. But I pointed out that if I'd been distracted by this behavior and a couple kids, and those kids were being woke up by the situation and coming out, by that time, if a couple of them had snuck and done something, we would have had a bad situation on our hands, like the situation with this teacher. So, in a way, I understand why the teacher, there had to be some consequences because the teacher's responsible. Fired? I don't think so. Because essentially that teacher is left by themselves to watch a bunch of teenagers, when they should be given some support. Because, teenagers are devious and they can plan things like this. The kids, well, say what you will about impulsivity. Teenagers can control themselves. They can control themselves up to the point where they distract the teacher. They can wait until they get out of the classroom to engage in sexual acts. But unfortunately in our society, kids are given the message, don't ever accept responsibility and do whatever you want sexually because it's okay. And oral sex is not sex. I'm sorry, but anything that can give you an orgasm is sex. Let's get real. So kids are given all these messages that they're not responsible, it's all okay, and the teacher's going to get fired, so, and you're going to get a slap on the wrist if you distracted the teacher. Sure, we know kids are going to engage in sexual acts sometimes, but we need to be teaching them the right things as well. And if they don't listen, they're responsible for that. So this is just a situation that's so screwed up because it's so complicated. And they just had to find a scapegoat. And unfortunately, the teacher suffered after a career of doing well, apparently. There are no easy answers.